Hello everyone, my name is Patrick O'Grady and I'm from IELTS Hanoi. Today, I think we've got an excellent lesson for you. Hi there, good afternoon, please come in.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Have a seat, please.
Yes, thank you.
My name is Patrick O'Grady and today I will be your examiner. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My name is Quyền Han.
I see, and what should I call you?
You can call me Han.
Hello. Hello, Miss Hun.
Hi.
Miss Hun, may I see your identification, please?
Here you are.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Now, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Let's start by talking about what you do. Are you a student?
Yes, I'm a student. I'm currently studying at Foreign Language Specialized School, that is a high school in Hanoi.
Great. What's your favorite subject?
Well, my favorite subject at school is English because during English we got a chance to talk, to express our opinions, and we also have color books that are really fun to look at.
Sure. What subject don't you like?
Well, there are many subjects at school that I don't really like, but currently the subjects that I don't like most is literature. I think that is partly because the book that we're now studying is not very interesting, and partly because the way that our teachers do lessons is pretty boring.
I see. It happens. Thank you. Well, I'd like to move on and talk about your daily routine. What do you do on a typical day?
Well, my days are quite simple. I just wake up in the morning at about 6 a.m. Then I go to school. I usually have class in the afternoon. Then I come back home, have lunch, and in the afternoon I go out to do several things. It is scheduled for each day separately. For example, on Tuesday I go to my Japanese class, and on Thursday I have gymnastic class.
Excellent. Okay. So, what do you usually do at the weekend?
Well, I have to say that I don't do anything special in the weekend. I mean, just that I just stay at home and do homework. Then I sleep or maybe watch TV.
Very good. What would you like to change?
Mm, yeah. Um, well, if I can change something, I think that I would like to have more free time because I think that my days are quite busy and I want to have more time to pursue my hobbies.
Very good. And what hobbies would you like to pursue?
Mm, just the usual reading. I really like reading. Maybe I will take up paintings if I have time.
Very good. I'd like to move on and talk about cooking. Are you a good cook?
uh, but that's a hard question. I think that is depends on your standard of a good cook. I can cook simple dish, but I don't know if they are good or not.
I see. Very political. Well, what is your favorite dish?
Well, I I don't have, I like many kind of food. I think that I can eat mostly any type of food, but if if I have to choose a favorite, then I would choose ice cream. Uh, yeah, uh, I just like ice cream. I usually have ice cream with fruit.
All right, very good. Well, I'd like to move on to part two of the speaking test. I'm going to, I'd like you, I'm sorry, I'd like you to speak for 1 to 2 minutes on this topic. You've got 1 minute to prepare yourself. Excuse me, let me get a pen out here. And I need your clock. Okay. Great. You've got 1 minute to prepare. Please read it carefully. Begin.
Okay. A very pressing issue in Hanoi, my city, is traffic congestion. I think that this not only Hanoi suffer from this issue, but also many other big cities in the world. Um, well, about the cause of this issue, uh, first of all, I think that it is because of Hanoi large population. Um, in Hanoi, we have like 4 million people, um, mm, and also there are people whom I call visitor who just came to Hanoi to use some service like hospitals and things like that.
Mhm.
Mm. Um, and also it is because of the rate of construction that is now happening in Hanoi. Uh, we are doing many, we are building many new infrastructure, and sometimes take that that take some room in the roads. So we have more people and less place on the roads. Everyone is affected by these problems. If you go to Hanoi, and especially in the rush hours, then you will see how bad it is.
Mhm.
Um, I think that in order to solve this problem, we should encourage people to use public transport more. The authority should invest more on public transport like buses or subway or elevated railway. Um, uh, and also good solution is to build better roads, like building more bridges or elevated highway in order to solve the problem in our city.
Does this problem cause other related issues?
Well, mm, I think that traffic congestion also cause issues about people's mental health. Um, During traffic jams, people usually get stressful and frustrated, and I think that is not good for their psychological health. Also, um, congestion and jams it causes a waste of energy. During jams, people often keep keep their engine running, and that's a really waste of energy for doing nothing.
Sure, sure. Very good. Well, we're finished part two. I'd like to move on to part three, and we're going to talk about crime. Um, does Vietnam have a lot of crime compared with other countries?
Mm, well, in Vietnam, I think that we have a high rate of minor crimes like shoplifting or thief or things like that. But with serious crimes like terrorism or mass murders, serial killer, we don't usually have that. I think the reason of these minor crimes in Vietnam is that is the state of development in our country. We are a developing country, so our people sometimes our people still lack education and knowledge about the laws. And that's what tempt them into committing these minor crimes.
I see. Can you explain how people in your community protect themselves against crime?
Well, as minor crimes are common in Vietnam, we not only have ways to protect ourselves, but we also try to warn people around us of the danger and protection. If you go to social media in Vietnam, you will see many tips and videos concerning ways of protecting yourself against a thief or rapist. And and we also have the usual protection like locking our doors at night and things like that.
Very good. Um, how does Vietnam punish criminals?
Well, I don't think that in Vietnam we have very special punishment. Mm, um, I mean that our punishment is quite similar to other countries. We have financial punishment, imprisonment, and capital punishment.
Mhm. Do these punishments success? I'm sorry. Are these punishments successful in preventing crimes?
Well, I have to say that sometimes punishments are effective. For example, with imprisonment, people see going to jail as a deterrent. So most of the time when people commit a crime, they don't want to get caught because they don't want to go to jail. So I think that imprisonment is effective, but with other type of punishment like financial punishment, then I don't think that is good enough. Because sometimes people still see that the benefits that they are getting is worth paying those financial punishment, so they still commit the crimes.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Miss Hun. That's the end of our test today. It was very nice to speak with you. I wish you the best of luck in your future.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
and
you.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Have a good day. All right, guys. So, what'd you think of Miss Hun? Miss Hun, excuse me. I think she did pretty great, and I made a couple of notes. Let's go through them and see how she did. Part 1 of the speaking test. Excuse me. I don't have a lot to comment about at specific points, other than she was really calm, really comfortable, quite relaxed, answering all of my questions. She used lots of compound and complex sentences. She did really well. A couple of the vocabulary words that she talked about. Currently, she's studying this and that. Her favorite subject. Oh, I did like in the third question, when is there any subject you don't like, she gave a nice answer, partly because of this and partly because of that. And I thought it was kind of funny how she described her answers. I enjoyed that. The second part, the daily routine. She told her daily routine is really quite simple, good vocab. I like that. And in part 3, I asked her about cooking. I'm sorry, the third group of questions in part 1, I mean to say. I asked her about cooking. She had a nice friendly laugh, and again, she was quite confident and relaxed about all of her answers, so I liked it a lot. Now, let's move on to part 2 and see how she did. These are her, let's go over the question first. Let me just read it out to you. Describe a social issue in your community. You should say what the problem is, what causes this problem, who are affected by this problem, and explain what can be done to solve this social issue. Okay. So that was her question that she had to ask, and these are the notes she made. We'll take a photograph and show you in a minute, and let's take a look at it. Issue congestion. She used the word congestion. Very nice. Cause, popular. Oh, I like that. Popula. Very nice use of a shortening the word so she understands it. A little code to help her, give her some more time so she can make other notes. So you don't need to make proper sentences or proper vocabulary, proper spelling for your words. They can be short form, it's just there to help you remember, yeah? So popula, I'm guessing population. Construction was the other cause. Everyone is affected, okay, good. Done, what can be done about it. So again, she really made a nice short form there with done. She didn't write the whole what can be done about it, it's just done, how can we fix it. Public trans, again, short forming, public transportation, I'm guessing, and better road. Great, all right, very good notes, nice and to the point. So let's take a look at her answer. I really liked how she started it with a pressing issue. A pressing issue. Oh, it's so important. It's pushing on us. It's pressing on us. And it works very nicely with when she was talking about traffic being really tight and it's kind of pressing in on you. Traffic congestion. Great vocabulary word. Sometimes you might have some congestion in your nose. Congestion in your nose. It's kind of difficult to talk. There's all this in here. The same idea with congestion out in the road. There's just too much. We can't breathe properly. We can't move properly. It's congested. The congestion. Great word. What else did she talk about? Suffering. Many people are suffering from it. Great vocabulary word. She talked about the rate of construction being an issue in traffic congestion in Hanoi. Very nice. Another great vocabulary word she used was infrastructure. Infrastructure. So nice. It's what are the roads that are we have connecting us? We would call that our infrastructure. Very good vocab. Also a good solution. So she used a lot of good stuff. Then I moved down. We were kind of finishing up part 2, and I asked, does this problem cause other related issues? And she had a nice turn there. I really showing off her vocabulary and her knowledge. She's talking about mental issues, mental problems, and boy, I tell you, she's not kidding. When I get in a traffic jam, I get quite stressed, and I'm not happy. And my psychological well-being, great phrase there, and she used it perfectly to talk about stress. And there was a little problem with pronunciation there. Psychological. Her pronunciation. She had the funny stress there. Wasn't quite right, but did not. It was not a problem with understanding her answer at all. So she did quite well. She did quite well in part 2. Then we moved on to part 3, and again, she aced the whole thing there. She did really fantastic. The question was, does your country have a lot of crime compared to other countries? Why not? And I think her assessment of that question was spot on. I don't think that she said that I don't think it has more or less crime than other countries, but she kind of broke it up into minor crimes and major crimes, and there is quite a big difference. There's pickpockets. She used that word, great vocabulary, and thieves. And then as minor crimes where people are not being hurt or there's no one dying, which is a major crime, which you were talking about, terrorism and such. And so it was a good way of breaking up the question and getting more in depth. And I liked her answer very much. How do people in your community protect themselves? Locking doors and such. She did well. The last question I had for her was, are these punishments successful in preventing crimes? And she used a really nice vocabulary word, quite high level, saying a deterrent. A deterrent. Saying a deterrent meaning something that would stop us from wanting to do that. I don't want to shoot someone. I don't want to kill someone because I don't want to go to jail. I shouldn't kill someone because I don't want to go to jail. A deterrent. The prison would be, jail is a deterrent. Cool. So, there we go. Thank you very much for watching the full IELTS test and review today. If you're interested in studying, give us a shout at IELTS Hanoi. The telephone number is probably down below. And if you liked what you saw, it would be fantastic if you shared it with friends and family. We love to be seen all over the internet, and you're more than welcome to share us around. Finally, if you liked what you saw, give us a comment down below, and we would love to hear from you. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.